I've always wanted to do that growing up, but should I do what I'm good at instead? Will I make enough money? Will I be successful? Will I be happy? Hello there, I'm Alex and welcome to my channel Sinspiration, where I inspire you to develop a growth mindset. Over the past month, I have been creating videos on how to polish your resume, prepare for interviews, and negotiate salary, as well as relevant stories and lessons. But does that content tie back to my purpose of developing a growth mindset? Maybe the stories of my struggles and perseverance do, but not as much as I think. That's why today's video will be focused on self-growth. The topic will be something that most of us think about throughout our lives, and is another million-dollar question. Should I pursue my strengths or passions? There is no right or wrong answer, and you can be successful and happy pursuing either. Before you make a decision or steer yourself towards one or the other, let me go over the advantages and disadvantages. Your strengths are what you're good at. This can be a natural born trait or a perfected skill from practicing over a long period of time. Your strengths are what make you stand out from everyone else. It turns out in general, from what I've seen, pursuing your strengths has the highest chance of being successful in life. That is because fewer people can do what you're doing, and if you're providing value to society in a unique way, you reap the benefits. It's similar to owning market share for a product or service you're known for. The harder it is for someone else to replicate your work, the harder it is for your competitors to take market share away from you. Skill sets and knowledge. Having desirable skills or specialized knowledge that is in high demand makes you an attractive candidate and difficult to replace. Usually, depth and a large number of years of experience makes you an expert in a particular area, and so people will look up to you for advice and entrust you with important responsibilities. Doing what you're good at has the highest chance of making achievements that people recognize. This can make you well known, set you up for promotions, and also increase your compensation more than people who perform on par or underperform. Because it's your strength, you may even enjoy doing it over time, and you can become happier. Overall, success, wealth, and happiness can be achieved if you pursue your strength. There are trade-offs to pursuing strengths, and the most obvious one is, well, I'm good at it, but I'm not passionate about it and maybe even hate it. We have all heard of stories of people who climb the corporate ladders and make a ton of money, but aren't happy at all. In some cases, people don't have a choice. They have to pursue their strengths to make more money, to support their families, and make a living. In exchange, they don't have the time to do what they actually like. But I do think sacrificing for family is commendable and worth it. Most parents want their kids to have what they couldn't have. Pursuing your strengths to make more money also leads to a more comfortable retirement that is well earned. With great power comes great responsibility. As someone who is an expert, more people will turn to you for advice and tasks. You may end up dealing with more people and more responsibilities on your plate, and you are expected to do well. The stakes are higher and you must deliver more over time. You'll also probably have less personal time. It's a double-edged sword. Pursuing your strength that isn't your passion or something you enjoy can lead to regret. Once time has passed, there is no going back. There will be a point in your life where you won't be able to pursue your passions anymore, and you have to live with it. Your passions are what you enjoy or like. You may or may not be good at it, but it's what fulfills you and makes you happy. Most of us have dreamed of being or doing something amazing when we grow up. It can be taking on a particular role or changing the world for the better. Pursuing passion successfully can lead to true happiness. You won't have that regret of not going for it, and you'll have that sense of fulfillment of your life's purpose and mission. The best part, passions can become your strengths. It takes a lot of effort, mistakes, learning, and perseverance over a long period of time to get good at something. But once your passions become your strengths, you'll have the highest chance of success without compromising happiness. Wealth is a wild card as it can go either way with your passions. Being happy is good for your mental health and overall well-being. The pursuit of happiness starts with going for your passions. Your passions may not be what you're good at or make you enough money. These are most likely the top 2 reasons people choose not to pursue their passions. If money wasn't a problem, would you go out and do what you've always wanted to do? Most people have families to care for, and all of us have to support ourselves. In this increasingly challenging and expensive world, we have to make more money in order to make ends meet and afford our chosen lifestyles. And by doing this, we sometimes betray our passions just to make more money. It's unfortunate that some passions just don't pay well. If your passions are not your strengths, you won't stand out from the crowd, and that limits your success. You won't get recognition no matter how hard you try or how much time you spend on it if you're not good enough. This can cause you to lose self-esteem and confidence, damaging your mental health. You may even get imposter syndrome and be filled with doubt. Success and wealth may be harder to achieve if you pursue your passions, but that depends on the field you're in. You may be happy at first because you enjoy what you do, but if it turns out you're not making the progress you expect or desire, you may not be as happy anymore. It's interesting how by pursuing strengths, you'll have the highest chance of success and a decent chance at being happy. But by pursuing passions, you can fail at success and happiness. Wealth can go either way for strengths and passions. Strengths and passions are not on a spectrum. It's actually 2 separate spectrums. Contrary to what you might think, they are not inverses of each other. For your career, job, or hobby, you evaluate how good you are at it and how much you like it. I've had experience with both pursuing strengths and passions, but I've always preferred passions. In high school, math and science were my 2 most favorite subjects, and they also happened to be my strongest subjects. So I decided to study engineering. Was I good at it in college? No, I don't think so. I did average in my studies. It didn't stop me from finishing my degree and getting a job in hardware and software engineering because developing technology is one of my passions. On the job, my managers would sometimes give me work tailored towards my strengths, but it wasn't what I wanted to do most, so I spoke up and they let me work on what I wanted to. Even though I was working on what I wanted to, it was tough at times, especially when I didn't know how to do something or I spent so much time and made no progress at all. I certainly had a lot of doubt going inside my mind, but I knew I had to get through it and I knew I could do it because I had smart teammates who could help me. This is part of working together and learning as a team. Switching career paths can be risky and challenging. I went ahead and did my master's degree in AI and machine learning, even though it was completely unrelated to my current job and career track. There's also no guarantee that I'll land a machine learning engineer job after I graduate with my master's degree. But I knew that this is the future of technology, and I loved learning about AI and machine learning, and I just knew I have to be a part of it. When I graduated, my resume was passed over often because I didn't have a machine learning engineer internship or related work experience. It was quite discouraging, but I did get a few interviews, and that was enough to spark my motivation. By doing the master's degree and working on relevant projects, I've actually set myself apart from most applicants. To others, it appears that machine learning is my strength. It took some luck and being open-minded to machine learning roles that aren't what I expected originally. That's what led me to the AI software solutions engineer job that I currently have. 4.5 years of work and grit with no guarantee the efforts will pay off and results realized. But thankfully, it worked out, and now I have a foot in the door. Is my current job my strength, passion, or both? That's a topic for another time. Strengths can become passions, and passions can become strengths. Pursue what works for you to achieve success, wealth, and happiness. Remember that strengths and passions are two spectrums, not one, and are not inversely related. I have always pursued my passions, and I'm confident that with consistency and time, they will become my strengths. When I retire, I don't want any regrets about not doing what I enjoy. In my field, I am fortunate that wealth is not an issue, and I don't weigh success more than happiness. When you prove your doubters wrong by pursuing your strengths and passions, you can thank me by hitting the like button, commenting below, and subscribing to my channel, Sinspiration, for more tips on self-growth, personal finance, career development, and education. Also, follow me on TikTok and Instagram for shorts and reels. You've been Sinspired today. I'm going to watch you grow as a person, and you're going to tell me your story.